Now don't get me wrong, I'd have a Micro Four Thirds camera any day of the week, but the full frame Lumix S9 system is getting more interesting by the day because of all these new teeny tiny lenses on the horizon. This video is sponsored by MPB, and let's talk about this. I think it's quite fair to say that the Lumix S9 has been a relatively controversial camera. Some people love it, some people think it's flawed. I'm somewhere in the middle, but the new updates from Lumix today are very exciting indeed and bode very well for the future of this tiny full frame ecosystem. First of all, we have a brand new 40mm f2 lens, which I'll in depth go through in a minute, but spoiler, it's excellent. But perhaps more excitingly, we've been given a glimpse into the roadmap in the future, and we have another wide-angle compact lens on the horizon. I think this really shows that Lumix are doubling down on this small form factor, which as a tiny camera enthusiast, I'm super here for. But wait, there's more. Due to the overwhelming success of the titanium gold limited edition, which I think sold out entirely in like a day, it's blooming gorgeous, there's a brand new colour available for the S9, and this is not limited edition, so if you like the look of it, it'll be available for the foreseeable. And I personally think of the non-limited edition colours, this is by far the prettiest. I actually wish I could have got this one with the gold top and then put my yellow vinyl skin on it. Oh, that would have looked so good. I kind of made this design with the gold top of my original S9. So come to me for all of your design tips, Lumix. Don't, all the cameras would end up like ridiculously coloured. So the problem with the Lumix S9, the blooming lenses, always has been, and finally we're seeing a lot of movement in the right direction. Just awful to hold, not balanced, ridiculous. I'm a firm believer of like, you could stick a full frame sensor in as tiny camera body as you like. We've seen a few. We have the Sigma cameras, we've got the Lumix S9, but that doesn't mean anything if you don't have tiny lenses to pair with it, which is why I rant and rave saying that we need a Micro Four Thirds version of the S9, because then we already have an abundance of tiny lenses. So this is full frame 40mm, and this is Micro Four Thirds 40mm. Kind of half the size, I guess, but not massively different. And I think things have been getting better over time. There's a lot of third-party lenses for the S9, like there's a few TT Artisan lenses that are tiny. There's a Brighton Star one that I really like. It's like brass and gorgeous. And of course, Lumix did bring out the lovely 18 to 40mm pancake stock lens, which is a beaut of a lens, but it's not very generous in the aperture department. I've been personally desperate for some tiny native primes for a long time. The 40mm f2 is a very exciting start to this roadmap. This is the size of the 1.8 primes. So if we could get a full set of f2 primes like this, I would be very happy indeed. As for the mystery wide-angle lens, I'm personally hoping for an 18mm f2. I think that would be a great addition to the S9 kit. I think between the pancake stock, the 40mm, and this mystery wide-angle lens that's on the roadmap being 18mm, that's a really good starting point for content creators or photographers. Let me know what you would like to see with the upcoming wide-angle lens. Place your bets now. As much as I do love third-party lenses, and I own a ton on many different camera systems, there's just a finesse and like a big picture quality that you get from native lenses that you just don't get with third-party ones. For example, all the Lumix f1.8 primes all have the same filter thread, and this 40mm f2 lens, the new one, has the same 62mm filter thread as the stock lens that they've recently brought out. And it's just those little things where it's like the comfort quality of having like a cohesive plan for all of the lenses to work together rather than just one-off lenses. You just don't get that with third-party lenses, which is why I've been personally holding out for this. And for me personally, the 40mm is like my absolute favourite focal length. I shoot that all the time on the Micro Four Thirds system. The 20mm f1.7 prime is probably my favourite lens of all time and really needs a blooming refresh. Blooming hell, Lumix, get on that, come on. But if I must shoot full frame, then this 40mm is delightful. I'm out and about with the 40mm f2, and now that I've had another few photo walks with it, it maintains its excellence in my eyes. It is such a great lens, and I'm even more in love with it now than when I started. I also just think on a bright day doing street photography, my Streetwise LUT slash preset is blooming gorgeous. I'm so happy with the out of camera quality from the Lumix S9, and I've also been shooting with the G9 II today with Streetwise, and it's been lovely. Real-time LUT for the win. But the lens is gorgeous. The shallow depth of field is nice. The form factor is nice. I just have no complaints at all. It's exactly the lens that I wanted for this system, and I'm really, really glad that it's here. Now, if the Lumix S9 has finally caught your eye, the best place to look for bargains, and also the best place to sell or trade in any of your existing camera equipment, is MPB. They are the world's largest platform for buying, selling, and trading your camera equipment, and it could not be easier. I do it all the blooming time. Usually buying more than selling because I am a camera hoarder, but I do sell through them very regularly as well. All you need to do is type in your model number, find it on the system, and tell them the condition that it's in. And then you will get an instant quote without having to speak to strangers. And then it's all automated for you. Selling privately is always an option. You know, you can go on auction sites or whatever, but there's always that risk of time wasters and scammers and things going wrong. And I just love that with MPB, you know, it's a trusted service, you know, it's super seamless and easy to do. So I have links in the description for UK, EU and US MPB, and using those links really does show MPB that I'm doing a good job, and I really appreciate it if you do come back to these videos and use them. And let's get back to the nerdiness. It's just 144 grams, it's blooming tiny. And at f2, I think it's a really good sweet spot between like being good enough and letting in enough light without compromise, but also being able to keep the size and weight down. So far, the 40mm f2 lens is my favorite lens that I've ever put on my Lumix S9. If and when I get my own copy of this is just on loan, I will be gluing it to the front of my S9 essentially. I think it's a perfect pairing and it's great. It's my favorite focal length. Love it. In full frame Lumix in general, and this sort of brings my point home, my favourite lens outside of this one is the 24-60. Tiny difference in size here. I use this all the time on the Lumix S1 Mark II. It's just a beautiful, great all-round lens. Love, 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 but massive. I would never put that on a Lumix S9. It's probably heavier than a Lumix S9. So we need more of this. And we're finally getting more of this. I mean, look. It makes sense. It just all makes sense. Interestingly, the 40mm is also splash and dust resistant, which the S9 very much isn't. So I like that Lumix have thought that people with different camera bodies like the S5 Mark II or the S1 Mark II would want to get the 40mm and have a more compact setup. I like that a lot. Again, native lenses, forward thinking, big picture thinking. I do love that it's dust and splash proof, and it's one that I would happily put on my other full frame Lumix cameras. And for the video shooters amongst us, because Lumix, video pioneers, the 40mm has really great suppressed focus breathing so that when you do pull focus in a scene, it isn't distracting and it looks great for video. And in terms of the S9 in general, as a very long-term user of this wonderful, frustrating sometimes camera, I think it's interesting to see that the fandom around it is split sort of 50-50 between video and photo creatives. And I wonder if that caught Lumix by surprise, because I know it's supposed to be like a hybrid camera, but it does feel more video centric in a lot of ways to me, particularly because they favoured the IBIS over a mechanical shutter. There was only enough space inside the body for one, and they chose accordingly. And for the record, I do think that was the right choice. But I think with people realising the power of real-time LUT on the photography side, every single week I get tagged in a photograph, or people send me an email on my website and say that they're using my Streetwise LUTs inside a Lumix S9, and I love seeing what people create with it. It's free to download on the Lumix Lab app if you want to try it, or you can get it for free on my website as well. I just love it. It's the one I use all the time when I shoot the S9. I think it's a great little camera for photo and video, and the 40mm was very interesting to me because I think it's more of a street photographer's focal length. So I think Lumix are giving the photography side some love at long last, and I'm really happy to see that. In terms of the video side, interestingly, I think think one of the most underrated features of the S9 is MP4 Lite. If you don't know about this, it's a very small, light codec for your video needs, and it shoots in OpenGate. And spoiler, I've shifted entirely to MP4 Lite for my entire workflow. I'm filming on it right now with the S1 II. I know the irony of having like a flagship video camera and using MP4 Lite, but right, I was getting to the point where, because I was shooting like 6K OpenGate, one YouTube video was like 250 gigabytes, and I don't have the money to have a data farm, man. Sometimes you've got to choose efficiency over sort of image size. So yeah, MP4 Lite is such an unsung hero of the S9 and Lumix cameras in general. It shoots OpenGate, so you can use it for socials. It's really high quality. Every video since January has been with MP4 Lite, and not one comment has gone, "Emily, your quality's gone down the pan." I think it looks great. I think the S9 is one of these cameras where there's loads of really cool, pretty unique features in it, in both photo and video, that either people don't know about or don't know the value of, because I think we should be shouting from the rooftops more about real-time LUT for photography and MP4 Lite for video. And what about the price of this, I hear you ask? Both the new lens and the S9 colour variant. So I've been using the prime lens for a while now, not knowing the price because I only got the press release recently. And I assumed it would be a heck of a lot more expensive than it is. It's £349 in the UK. And for such a sharp, compact, dust and weatherproof lens, I think it's an absolute steal. And then when you pair that with the new Lumix S9, available in the colour variant with the black and the gold, and the 18 to 40 millimeter pancake stock lens, 1,299 quid. And I was like, is this body only 1,299? And they're like, no, it's with the lens as well. So you can get a very compact setup. You can get the S9, you can get the pancake stock lens, and you can get the new 40mm f2 for really, really cheap. I'm bad at maths. £1,648. And for context, like, that's a setup, that's a full kit, that's multiple lenses and a camera body. My Fujifilm X100VI was 1,600 quid. I think it's so much camera for your money. I was one of the first to say that I think the original price of the S9 came out a bit hot, a bit spicy, a little bit too much. And I was also the first to definitely criticise that horrible lens that came out with it, which remains to this day the worst lens I've used on any camera ever. And I think with those two things, the S9 got a bit of a bad rap when it first came out. But both of these things have been solved and then some. We now have a plethora of tiny lenses, and the price has come down a ton, to the point where it's like grab your hands bargain. Like, that's incredible. For what you get, you could run an entire YouTube channel with it. You could use it as your everyday carry. You could document your life in both photo and video. You could have a selection of lenses. It's so, so good for the money. So maybe it's a great time to jump on, because I think Panasonic are saying loud and clear that they're investing in the tiny camera ecosystem. And that's a very exciting proposition. And if you'd like to see more S9 content, watch this video next, where I rant a lot about why I wish this camera should be Micro Four Thirds.